we did want to move on. Speaking of the GM, the draft is right around the corner. We're looking at 2024 already because obviously we're out of the season, and from everything we've been talking about, the way that the team is heading is towards the off season. So we want to look at the draft. I'm going to bring up because we all want to kind of hit that first round and just take a look, just get a kind of a look at how things might be. We're going to do a quick mock one just for the first round. And we're going to, as we get to that pick, we're all going to kind of look at it and see what direction we all would go to.
Okay.
We're at number 3 right now, aren't we?
We're at 3. Yep. We're at the third pick right now.
Yes.
Chicago ahead of us and the Cardinals. Right now it says our needs are quarterback, tight end, O-line, edge rush, linebacker, and corner. So almost everything.
Yep.
All right. Let's go ahead and start. Caleb Williams goes 1. Marvin Harrison Jr. goes 2. We are on the clock at 3. As you see, we got Drake May. So what I'll do is, Ab, I know how excited you are. Let me take this part off here. Ab, I'm gonna let you go first. What direction do you think? What direction would you go in this?
So to me, as new ownership, new GM, new head coach, you have to see the possibilities of trading back. You have to look at that and at least weigh that option in it. Because if we're building something new, we're building something like we want to create something, we have to at least see what we can get for, especially for a guy like Drake May. So that trade, Sean, what trade possible, like, is it say we have any trade possibilities there?
Yep, we have
to move back.
The first one, the Giants for the 5th pick. Let me see.
So, guys, to move back 2 slots, just going off of what I've noticed in the past drafts, we could easily pick up a first and essentially, and depending on how desperate the team is, another first. So that's something that would need to be weighed in. Like, I understand it's a new and like I said, new GM, new head coach. We want our future and everything like that. And that means in the quarterback, we want to start off new. But we would have to weigh in how much do we want, like, you know what I'm saying, just to go 2 spots back and to pick up an additional 2 first-round picks. That would be hard to give up, guys. So, but right here, I would go Drake May. Just honestly, like I would love to move back, but I would draft Drake May.
I can dig it. Will, what you think, man?
Yeah, I mean, this is ideal for us right here. We have a chance to get a franchise quarterback. This is why you lose the games. The guy that I'm rooting for right now, I've got my eye on the most, is Jaden Daniels.
Yeah,
and so that's who I would take right here. Slide.
I think if you pick him early, it would be a travesty. I think he could trade back and get him, you know. I think there's so much buzz on Caleb Williams and Drake May. Like, these guys don't even have to go and do the combine.
They don't.
They're like number 1, number 2, and it could go either way between the two.
I think by the time we get to the draft, though, Jaden Daniels will have gone through his combine, and he's going to shoot up the way Trey Lance is. So, looking at it today, you're right. You know, he's looking at the 20th. That's a huge reach when it comes to value. But I think by the time our draft comes, I think he's going to be a top five pick.
Yeah. And then also with trading back, we might still be able to trade back within the first round and get an extra pick so we can still get him and bolster what we pick up. Alex, what would you do in this situation?
All right. Well, if I was the GM, the smart move I would want, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I will tell you what I want, and I will tell you
Next question is what's going to happen.
Oh, okay. All right.
Hold that.
So this question is who do I
Who
want?
do you want? You get to make the call.
Who do you want?
Well, if I make the call, I want an offensive line, and I want if I'm GM, I want to get a coach that's gonna help Sam.
Yeah.
I think Sam is the guy. I love Sam, man. I mean, I think people have forgotten what he did at the beginning, man. I mean, this dude, he was a superstar. I mean, he was young. I mean, he's young. He's going to have his bumps and bruises, man. But I think next year he will do better. This is what I want, but I don't think next question will be, but I don't think the coach, the GM will do this. But what I want is I want an offensive line. I want the best offensive line on the board. I want to protect Sam or trade back. Okay, all right, ready for this. If I was GM, we're throwing all this away, but I would build around Sam, okay, and I would trade Jonathan Allen. Jonathan Allen has been talking about not wanting to be there. I would trade him for a late first if we can get it. Okay, I'm pretty sure there are teams out there. I mean, he's a leader. He's a one hell of a player. And people know when the team plays good, and he gonna ball. So I would get a late first, and if you can't get a late first, I would get an early second. But that's what I would do. I would get an offensive line, and then a tight end or a wide receiver or something like that, to help Sam. Obviously, defense. I mean, obviously, if you can get more picks with Jonathan Allen, I would do it. But absolutely, that's what I would do. I would build around Sam Howell. Yes.
Okay. Oh, I can dig it.
How about you, Sean?
Now, first and foremost, I just want to say I did not pay Alex to say that. I did not coerce him to say that. He said that on his own free will. All right. Honestly, and if I'm looking just from this perspective, I'm taking Ab's advice. And if we have this where we're the third pick, and then we get offered to get 2 picks behind, I want to take it. I want to take it because as we've seen in the last couple of years, as a matter of fact, Sam Howell was the benefit of the pick of the trade with New Orleans, where we got extra picks, so he was able to pick him up. So what I would do is I'd move back to 5th. I'd make that trade, and I agree. I'm sticking with Sam myself. I want to keep him. I love the thought of Drake May, but I in this world of not being loyal to anybody, I think we need to start to send a message that this is our guy. This is who we're loyal to. And I'm trading back to the 5th pick, and I'm praying he's still here. Notre Dame tackle Joe Alt. In my opinion, he's the best lineman in the draft.
Is that the dude from Notre Dame?
Yeah. That's the dude from Notre Dame.
Yeah. I like him too.
Yeah, you pick him up. You start with your big
Absolutely.
tackle, and you go from there.
Right.
So that way we get extra picks, and we still get with our line, and I get to keep my quarterback. So I'm good with that.
You had a chance to go into training camp, North Carolina versus North Carolina, and you chose left tackle. Wow.
I can't do it. I can't do it. If you thought it was hard for me dealing with this year,
you could have 2 jerseys, Sean. Whoever wins the battle, you just put the next guy's jersey.
Can you imagine? I'd be like a parent. I'd be like, I can't hate you and love you. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Hey, Ab, was you gonna say something? Because I wanted to say something, but I know you was raising your hand up. Go ahead, bro. Yeah, because I wanted to say something too.
There was 2. So honest, when I spoke and say I was going to take Drake, and I was speaking as GM, so I was being like smart. I was trying to be what I think they would do. Honestly, I think top 5 pick, you can't just throw that away, and especially if there's a chance on your quarterback. Like if your quarterback is like and you're about your quarterback, and you have a top 5 pick. And especially we already effed that up with Chase Young. Y'all have honestly, I don't think we could do that again. Yeah. So to me, to me as a GM, you have especially with the fact that you have a top 5 pick, you really do have to pick a quarterback. And especially the way Sam is ending the year, like you really do. But if it was me, if I was the GM, like I said, I would seriously consider the fact of those, especially the Giants moving up, because that's what the Giants are moving up for. They're moving up to get Drake, and so that, to me, it wouldn't even be legal what you would call what I would do with like getting these draft picks from them. It wouldn't even be considered legal. Like, can they do that? Can they ask for that much? Yes, I would seriously try and go after all their picks. So
I can dig it. Go ahead, Alex.
Yeah, I wanted to go back to the Jonathan Allen. The reason why I said that, I think the GMs will bring Jonathan Allen in and tell him, like, listen, we're in a rebuild. You got 1 more year, 2 more years left on your contract. If you want to stay, I mean, you're 29 years old. This comes with age and his contract also. And the man, he wants to win. And it might take us 2 to 3 to 4 years to get where we want to be. So that's the reason why I said trade Jonathan Allen. He doesn't want to be here. He wants to win. So as a GM, listen, I'm gonna trade you to a good team. You know what I'm saying? And get that, and we already at top 5 pick, and get a late first if we can get it. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why I said Jonathan Allen. I love Jonathan Allen. Yeah. I loved him. I think he's a great player, a great leader. But I think his time in Washington might be gone because it's a whole rebuild, and we might get a pick for him. So.
No, you made Ab's day right there when you said I trade Jonathan Allen for a first-round pick. He went, somebody else thinks like me.
So can we talk cap right now then?
With what?
Yeah.
Okay. So Jonathan, so I'm looking at the capped out because that was on my list, is to trade Jonathan Allen. Like literally to like we are right now, according to Spot Rack, we are $89 million for 2024. We have $89 million in cap space.
Yeah.
And honestly, letting go of Jonathan Allen would add about $9 million to.
Hey, not don't forget about Leno also. That's about 12 mil. So we have about 100 and some mil, guys. And we get rid of that man.
You're gone.
No.
Hey, Logan also.
I'm all about clearing house, like especially these guys that aren't really doing enough now. So like I'm looking at it now. So right now we could let go Jonathan Allen. That would be $9.5 million.
Right.
Leno, let go of him. That's another $7 million. $7.5 million.
Logan Thomas,
Wiley. And that's another less than $1 million. But the whole point is it would be in the green. We won't be losing money there. Logan Thomas, that's another $7 million.
Yeah.
Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, we can clear house and have so much more and look for better guys.
Yes,
sir.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we probably won't get anything in the trade for those guys, which is fine. But Jonathan Allen, we sure shit can definitely trade and get something for him.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And to me, I like you said it right, Alex, is that he's getting older and you can see the frustration and it's understandable. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To me, you trade him to Kansas City. You know what I'm saying? Kansas City will definitely give up a 2nd-round pick for him, especially with Chris Jones on his way out. And he's cheaper than Chris Jones, younger than Chris Jones. Boom. We already got it.
Yeah.
I love it. It.
Yeah.
All right. Now, we real quick, we told what we would like them to do. Now let's go with what we think they were going to do. Alex, I'll come to you first. What do we think the GM would do in this situation? Obviously, we do not know who the coach, who the GM is. We don't know the direction. But what do we think, based on our kind of guesstimation and how things have gone? What do you think they're going to go with this pick?
Right. I'm gonna believe what Will said. How you say his name? Jalen Daniels. There was something that I saw. I don't know if y'all saw this. Y'all let me know if y'all saw this. There was an article saying that we want to build around what the Ravens did.
Yeah.
So I mean, and then I did saw that was a few days ago. Then I did saw an article that we kind of like, how you say his name, Williams, the dude from Caleb Williams. So, and I saw that. So, I think we're going quarterback. Again, we got to talk about contracts. Sam Howell has 2 more years left on his contract. I think this new GM, this new coaching, they're not going to do that. They want a cheap guy, because you got to think 2 years come up, they got to pay Sam. Okay, so they're not going to do that. I don't think so. Now that's what I want, but I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to get their franchise guy. And they're going to get the best one off the board. We look at it now. It's the Bears. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think the Bears are going to stick with Justin Fields. I don't think they're going to get Caleb Williams. Justin Fields is starting to play better. I don't think they will. The Cardinals, I mean, that's tough. They do got Kyler Murray.
I can see Harrison going first and Caleb going second.
Right, but
I see Kyler. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, Kyler Murray. I don't know that's a big cap hit that they got to deal with because they signed him to a big contract. So I don't know if they would do that. If they were smart, they would build around Kyle Murray, because I don't think he's really the issue. I think he's still talented. But yeah, I think I'm going Jalen Daniels. Because I think they want that type of talent there, or Caleb Williams, the best quarterback. And I do like Drake May. Sean, we talked about Drake May. I even asked you, do I think is Drake May even better than Sam Howell? He is taller. A lot of these GMs and coaches, they love tall quarterbacks, and Jalen Daniels, right, is 6'4". Same thing with Drake May. They're 6'4". Now, this guy Caleb Williams, he's about 6 foot 6'1". But the dude is talented. I mean, if you watch his throws, it is incredible. But I think his mouth is gonna really mess him up. I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean, he was talking about, hey, whatever team picks me, I want half of the ownership. Like, what the heck? I don't know what's going on with that dude, man. He tripping, man. But
does he have billions of dollars to fork over? Does he understand how much our franchise is worth right now?
Bruh, like, that's what I'm saying. I don't know about that dude, but like I said, if he can clean up off the field issues, that's who I would that's what I think they're gonna do. I think they are gonna trade Jonathan Allen. I do believe that, and I think that and they're gonna get their guy. 4 years, a cheap contract. They're gonna get their quarterback, and I really do believe it's either gonna be Jalen Daniels or Caleb Williams. I would say Drake May, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I really don't know, but that's what I believe. That's what's going on.
I can dig it. Ab, what you think?
I said it before, bro. We can literally drop off an additional, like $20 million between those 4 players. One, two, three, 4 players that I just named. You know what I'm saying? So that money won't be an issue. I think Sam Howell. I think you can still pick up a franchise quarterback in the first 5 and still keep Sam Howell. Like, a lot of people think if we pick up a quarterback in the top 5, then we need to trade Sam Howell. Wrong. Sam Howell could definitely be the backup if need be, or Sam Howell can start until the quarterback is ready to start, So, I mean, that could easily happen. So, to me, we do draft a quarterback, and especially top 5. Like I said it before, your top 5 and you're this with your quarterback.
Yes.
There's no way you're not picking up. You're no, and we already messed up about less than 5 years ago in that regard, and not picking up a quarterback in the top 5.
Right. You
get what I'm saying? Like, we're not like, I don't, we're dumb, but we're not that dumb. You know what I'm saying? You have to pick up your franchise quarterback now.
Right. I can dig it. Will, what you think?
Yeah, Ab, you're right on the same type of thought process I had. By the time we played the Giants and didn't beat them, especially the second time, I had moved on from saying Sam could be a good quarterback in this league, but if you're picking top 5, you have a chance to get a franchise quarterback, and that's where I moved on from Sam. I want to say this part. I think Sam's going to have a 10-year NFL career and be extremely successful. I look at him as someone sort of like a Geno Smith a Baker Mayfield, a Jacoby Brissett. You could bounce around from team to team, start 2, 3, 4 games, keep a team in the playoff hunt, do things really well. Like, he's going to have a really good career. He's shown that. Mm-hmm. He's also, in my opinion, just shown that he's not today the guy that I need to build around a franchise. Yeah. And so that's why I think it's important that they do go get that guy in the top 5 pick. If we're picking third, we go get him. And the way the league's going, that's the reason why I'm going someone like Daniels over May is just the scrambling ability. Yep. I mean, look at what Jalen Hurts is doing. The ability to add yards in that capacity is such a huge weapon. If for some reason they don't go, I would say left tackle over wide receiver. I know Marvin Harrison, is seeming like he's going to be a Hall of Famer. His dad lit the league on fire from the very first, game he played in. But I feel like if you're going to build around Sam, if you're going to build around, you need to get that left tackle to protect him. And I feel like between Terry and Jahan, we need to have a new offensive mind come here and figure out, how do I maximize the talent of these two guys who did it last year? Yep. What happened this year? So that was my thing. But yeah, it's all about, if you've got a whole new regime in place, let them pick their quarterback and go with it.
Mm-hmm. Hey, so I want to say something. Can I say something real quick? My bad. Yeah. Go ahead. My bad. I know. I keep talking because I Ab and Will had real good points, man. But and I'm not down on y'all for saying this, but I think Sam is gone, and the only reason why I say that is because if we do get a rookie quarterback, right? Let's say he does start messing up, right? Everybody knows, right? The fans in that fan base is going to be like, Sam Howell. It's only going to lose the rookie's confidence if Sam Howell's the backup for us. I think Sam Howell's gone. I think this new GM, they're going to get rid of him. They're going to give him to a team where he can, where he'll be sitting behind a vet. I do believe that. I hate to say it. I don't want that, but I think that's what's going to happen. I don't think they're going to keep Sam all because of that. And I do believe we are going quarterback. And the reason why is, I know y'all remember that 2012 season with RG3. Okay. Mm-hmm. Let's be honest. This is a money league. It's all about that. It's all about that bread. Mm-hmm. This GM, this new coaching, they're going to bring their guy so they can bring money. And Will, I agree with you. I think this day and age is all about mobile quarterbacks. I think they're going to go Jalen Daniels. You know what I'm saying? They're going to get the right coach for him, and it's all about this. You know what I'm saying? So absolutely. Now with just, I was trying to go back to that Sam Howell. I don't think he's going to be the backup, because if the rookie starts messing up, everybody know, and I am going to be like that too. If the rookie start messing up, Sam Howell, put Sam Howell in.
Nah, but that's also the reason why you keep them. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I get that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, especially with your RG3 reference, that's exactly why you keep him. You know what I'm saying? And he's cheap, because if you go get a back one, we already know Sam Howell can play. We know he can play. He just may not be our starter. And that's the only thing. That's the only caveat about him. But legit, you want someone. When you get a backup, you want someone that can come in and be flawless, like be able to pick up and not lose the game. And we know Sam can do that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And so that's and again, that's why you don't trade him. You don't get rid of him. Right. And what, he's like $500,000.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
Jacoby's getting like 12.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry.
Jacoby's getting like 12 to be the backup.
Right. A good backup is going to cost stacks. You know.
Well, that's the thing. We got that cap, and that's the reason why I feel like they will do that. They're gonna get. To me, now I'm not arguing your point, because I like your point, but to me, what I think is they won't do that. And they will they will pay a guy that much to be a backup, because if the rookie struggles, they know if the backup quarterback comes in, he's not the franchise guy. You feel what I'm saying?
You don't think Sam showed that though this year? If you're drafting someone, that's kind of saying that Sam showed it, that his ceiling is backup. You know what I mean? Sort of like that Taylor Heineke effect. Like, yeah, he energized the team, but he really wasn't a franchise quarterback.
Right. So you say?
I'm sorry.
My bad. No, I was trying to. My bad. I was trying to see what you saying. Will, you don't think Sam is a franchise? You don't think he is?
No. So I think to your point, I don't think he's going to threaten a rookie quarterback out there.
Oh, okay.
Because we know what he is. We know what the fans would know what his ceiling is. Yeah, he can come in and play better for a couple games,
right.
But ultimately he's not moving you forward either.
Right. I mean, that's a great point. So I agree with both. You know what I'm saying? I agree.
Yeah. So I feel like I'm gonna bring out my inner Lee.
Oh yeah,
Corso.
Sean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, Sean.
I'm bringing out my inner Lee Corso and saying not so fast. 2 reasons. I don't think they're getting Drake May. I don't think they're getting a quarterback. I think they're cleaning house and they're building from the foundation, and I think the foundation is the O-line, in my opinion. Now, you guys know how I feel about O-linemen, but at the same time, at the same time, one thing we do know is you can have all the skill players in the world, but if you don't have any time to get the playoff, you don't have any time to do these. We have had an issue with line. I think the one thing that they've seen from this year, 60 sacks, everybody saying we're going to break the record for most sacks, X, Y, and Z, they want to protect. So regardless of what we do, they got to protect in. If we could trade back potentially and still get a top lineman and get some more picks, that would help. And the other reason is I don't think Drake's going to be here at this point. These 2 picks above us, we don't know what people are going to try to do. Obviously, we saw what happened with the Panthers last year and that whole big trade with the Bears and the Cardinals. Like to your point, Alex, Kyler, I don't think they're done with Kyler. I think he's gotten this bad rap and everything, and I think they're going to keep with him. So I think they're going to be looking potentially to move back because they don't need a quarterback. So I think there's going to be somebody else that's going to potentially jump up to get a quarterback. Right. And I think this line is going to start. Yeah. This new ownership is going to start from their own line. I think they're going to start to secure those necessary pieces. So, and then to your point, Sam is getting paid $500,000. You have this guy that we know if you give him a little bit of time, we know this guy can produce. We know he can succeed, and we also know that if it doesn't work, I do think we've seen this year in the NFL, you're nothing if you don't have a quality backup quarterback. You need a backup to come in and to save your franchise. We look at the Vikings. We look at, not Denver, but we look at a number of the teams that have got the Raiders. You get these backup quarterbacks in here who are able to kind of save the season. So, in my opinion, I say we stay put at quarterback. I think they're going to go with that O-line, but I do think some transactions are going to be made. I think to Ab's point, I think a GM would be foolish not to start sitting there and looking at that pick and just waving it in front of people like, I got this pick. What you want? What are you going to give me? What are you going to give me? Because just as bad as we perceive ourselves to be, there's a lot of teams out there that are far worse off than us that will try to jump up or more desperate for what we have, that Drake May potential, that Caleb Williams, that Jaden Daniels. They, I think, are going to try to get ahead of us. And I think we have a very big opportunity to really kind of really turn this one pick into a lot of picks. So that's,
Real quick. I'm sorry. I made a mistake. I misspoke. Not 500,000. He is just over $1 million against the cap. The point is he's cheap as hell. You get what I mean? Oh yeah. Like that's why, especially that'd be the reason to keep him. You have to think. You guys know me. I'm always going to talk cap, and cap is like it is a reason to keep players sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And Alex, I'm gonna come to you. And if you actually look, and I've been staring at college football for the last several years. So if you actually look at this next crop of quarterbacks coming out, Will and I talked about it just the other day. Caleb Williams has not declared. He hasn't officially come out. We know, the Bo Nix, the Michael Penix, all these other guys, but there is potentially a JJ McCarthy who's playing in the Final Four. We don't know if he's going to stay back. There's a number of quarterbacks that can potentially be coming out next year to where if we start to say build our line and we have this cheap guy in house, then maybe it gives us an opportunity to buy a year to where we're building up and then looking towards the future.
Yeah.
But Alex, what were you saying?
Yeah, that was a great take that you said. I was liking what Will said about Jalen Daniels, but Sean, when you was talking about offensive line. I think we will. I like what you're saying right there. I think we should, because I don't think that you have to be a superstar quarterback to. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you could be mediocre quarterback and have a good offensive line. I like that, but I think that they're not going to go that route. And the only reason why is because today's NFL, like if you go back then in the 1990s, 1980s, right, the 1970s, bro, you get a good offensive line and you have a mediocre, trash quarterback, you probably going to make it to the playoffs. Nowadays, in today's NFL, look at Dak Prescott, right? Look at their offensive line. They had one of the best offensive lines in football for years, right? And Dak Prescott, we can all agree as Washington fans, he's mediocre. He ain't all that. He's a good stat man, but he can't never bring him to the promised land. And he has the best offensive line. So the reason why, and going back to Will, with Jalen Daniels, and I agree with you, they're going to get an athletic guy to. I mean, look at the guys. I mean, it's you don't have to have a great offensive line because they're going to run around. You know what I'm saying? I hate to say that, but that's just the new era nowadays. You know what I'm saying? I mean, now don't get me wrong. I know Matthew Stafford. What about Matthew Stafford? I think Matthew Stafford. There's not a whole lot of quarterbacks that are Matthew Stafford. There's not a whole lot of quarterbacks that are Tom Brady's. These guys come once in a blue moon. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, look at Herbert. Herbert's very talented, but he has no offensive line. He can't run as fast. Right. You feel what I'm saying? So Sean, I love what you said, dog. I'm all about offensive line, but I just don't think in today's era they're gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just everybody's mobile now. I mean, Pat Mahomes is the best one that can do it, and every GM is trying to find another Pat Mahomes because he's mobile. He can throw it behind his leg, off his leg. I mean, he could probably hit it off his chest and put it in someone else's hand. I mean, it's crazy what the man does. I mean, he's incredible. So every GM is looking for that guy, and he's mobile. He can move fast. You know what I'm saying? So, but I like your take. I do want offensive line, but I don't think they're gonna do it.
Can I say this? And I'm sorry, real quick. I think no matter what, we all just want someone that's going to hit, produce from the jump. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that's, to me, that's one of my issues is that we pick these guys and their projects. How are you a first round pick and they're a project? Like, to me, it's like, I need you to hit and be a damn near Pro Bowler out the gate. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need you to contribute right now, not now, immediately, right now. Like, so
absolutely,
to me, I that's all. Like, to me, we'll be mad if it's not the pick that we decide. Like, we all of us are like, this is the pick to go. Blah blah blah. But we gonna be even more mad if it's like a project or if we
Jamin Davis.
You know, Jamin Davis type, right?
Yes.
Oh,
yes. Dun, 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 dun.
Let's go. The Washington Commanders. There it is.